The United States and Israel launched 900 strikes on Iran in a single day. They hit nuclear sites, missile factories, government buildings, the supreme leader himself. And Iran is still firing missiles, still closing the strait, still standing. How? How is that possible? The answer has nothing to do with military strength. It has everything to do with a map. Iran is enormous, larger than Western Europe. Most of it is mountain, desert, and rock. The Zagros mountain range runs 1,500 kilometers along Iran's western edge. The Alborz Mountains seal the north. A desert plateau dominates the center. Iran did not hide its military. It buried it, hundreds of meters underground. The Natanz nuclear site is carved so deep that only one American bomb can reach it. To understand why Iran survived, you have to start with what the map forces you to do. Iran is encircled. US forces in Iraq to the west, the Fifth Fleet to the south. To its east, Pakistan. To its north, Azerbaijan, a US ally. To its south, the United States Navy, permanently, year-round, since 1995. Iran's air force runs on jets purchased before the revolution, some older than the pilots. Against American stealth jets, Iran doesn't lose a war, it loses an afternoon. So, Iran built underground, for 30 years, in silence, at massive scale. Iran has over 600 documented underground military sites. Most are in the mountains. Missiles launch from trucks in mountain passes. No runway, no fixed target, no warning. The only bomb that can reach Natanz is the GBU-57. Only B-2 bombers carry it. Geography explains the strategy. Money explains why it's working. The moment strikes began, Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz. Oil hit $110 a barrel. 20% of the world's daily oil supply stopped moving overnight. The IMF calculated every 10% rise in oil prices adds 0.5% to global inflation. Europe, which imports heavily, faces up to 1% less GDP growth in 2026. Iran struck Qatar's gas fields. Qatar lost 17% of its LNG export capacity. The US spent billions on strikes. Iran spent nothing to erase that investment, just closed a strait. Gulf states burned through 800 Patriot missiles in 3 days. Cost $2.4 billion. Bangladesh shut universities early. Pakistan declared a 4-day work week. Oil did that. Ships are avoiding the Strait and Red Sea both. Every reroute adds weeks and costs millions. Did you know Iran moved most of its enriched uranium before the first strike landed? The US Defense Intelligence Agency assessed the strikes set Iran's nuclear program back by months. The uranium is believed to be at underground facilities in Isfahan. The IAEA cannot find it. We have seen this before. The map was different. The logic was identical. The United States dropped more bombs on Vietnam than in all of World War II combined. 330,000 air missions. The government in Hanoi never fell. In 1991, the US launched one of the most intense air campaigns in history against Iraq. Saddam Hussein's regime survived another 12 years. Air power changed the battlefield. It did not end the war. North Korea has been under maximum pressure for 70 years. The regime still controls the country. The headlines ask if Iran will fall. The real question is who benefits if it doesn't. China has been buying Iranian oil throughout this conflict, at a discount, every barrel. Russia is providing Iran with information to help it target US military positions. Inside captured Iranian missiles, components manufactured in the United States, Germany, and Japan. They move through legal intermediaries, sold as civilian electronics, rerouted into weapons factories. On March 20th, Trump said the US was very close to achieving its objectives. Iran rejected the US 15-point peace plan. It wants the strait reopened on its terms. Iran's new supreme leader immediately demanded the closure of all US bases in the Middle East. Every day this continues, oil traders price in more risk. Every barrel costs the world more. So let's zoom all 4 lenses out at once. Geography. Iran is too large, too mountainous, and too deeply buried to finish from the air. Money. Iran's most powerful weapon was never a missile. It was a strait. Closing it costs everyone. History. Air power has never collapsed a government that chose to survive. Not once. The deal. The weapons hitting US bases were built with Western components nobody has sanctioned. Iran has 80 million people and no occupying force. The regime may weaken, it has not fallen. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed as you watch this. Your fuel prices reflect that. The outcome of this war is unknown. But the geography was never going to make it easy. In warfare, geography is not the ground you fight on. Sometimes it is the only weapon that matters. That is always the bigger picture. Thank you for watching.